In this video, I'm going to be telling you about every single huge pet in the history of Pet Simulator and how you can obtain each and every one of them. Okay, so first up, I'm going to be telling you guys about the eggs that you can currently get from hatching eggs in-game. First up, we got the huge green balloon cat. And this cat looks exactly what it sounds like. It's a huge balloon cat that's green. And the egg you can get this from is the royal egg, and it's currently in-game. Next up, we got the huge doodle cat. And this is a cat that can be obtained from the barn doodle egg located in Doodle World. And this pet was actually in the game before in the tropical doodle egg, but I guess they switched it up. Next, we got the huge doodle fairy, and you can get this from the gem doodle egg. And keep in mind, guys, all the percentages for these huge pets are completely unknown, but they're estimated to be very, very little, literally less than 0.1, making them incredibly difficult to get. Next up, we got the huge safari dog, and this egg can only be hatched 30 minutes after updates are released, so it makes the rarity of this huge pet much rarer than the other ones here. And this pet replaced the safari cat and the huge safari cat during the CD Manio event in 2023. And I'm sure a lot of you should know about that. And this is obviously hatched from the scavenger egg. Next up, we got the huge kawaii cat. And this cat can actually be hatched from two different eggs, the cafe egg and the dojo egg. And it also looks pretty cool. And obviously, it does have a golden variation, which is even rarer than the normal one. Next, we got the huge bred Shiba. And you can also get this one from two eggs, the cafe egg and the dojo egg. But this one is only available in hardcore, so keep that in mind before you hatch the egg. Next, we got the huge kawaii dragon. And you can get this from the kawaii alley egg. And this pet is obviously a reskin of the dragon. They look really similar. Next, we got the huge ninja axolotl, and you can get this from the kawaii alley egg as well. And this egg also happens to have a golden variation, which is rarer than the normal one. Next, we got the huge firefighter dalmatian. You can get this pet from the dog egg, and this one also does have a golden variation. Next, we got the huge basketball retriever. That's a pretty weird name. This pet also has a golden variation, and you can get it from the dog egg, but it's only available in hardcore. Next, we got the huge gamer Shiba, and this pet can be hatched from the disco egg, and it also does have a golden variation. Next, we have the huge fire agony. This can be hatched from the wild egg, and it also has a golden variation. Next, we got the huge lucky agony. Pretty similar name. This pet also has a golden variation, and you can find it in the lucky egg. Alright, next up, I'm going to be telling you about some pets that you could formally obtain in game from normal pets without spending a single dollar. First up, we got the huge pumpkin cat, and you could get this from the cursed egg, which was previously in the game. Next, we got the huge festive cat, and this one also does have a golden variation, and you could hatch this from the egg of many gifts and the insane Christmas egg, and obviously these eggs are no longer in game. Next, we got the huge hack cat. This pet actually has three different versions, the regular version, the golden version, and the evolved version, which makes it look really cool. And you could hatch this before from the hacker egg. Next, we got the huge Easter cat. This one also has a golden variation, and you could previously hatch it from the Easter egg. Next, we got the huge hell rock, and this pet, just like one before, has three different versions, a regular, golden, and evolved. And the evolved one for this also looks really cool. And the way you got this egg was from sometime between July 21st and July 29th during 2022. Next, we got the huge grim reaper, and you could get this from the cursed egg. And personally, this is one of my favorite and coolest looking eggs in the game. I mean, just look at it, it looks amazing. Next, we got the huge scarecrow cat, and you could actually get this pet from two different eggs, the acorn egg and the diamond acorn egg. Next, we got the huge orange balloon cat, and you could also get this pet from the diamond acorn egg. Next, we got the huge lucky, and you could get this pet from the lucky egg. I mean, you could tell that by its name, and this pet also does have a golden variation. Next, we got the huge pixel cat, and this one also got three different versions, the golden and the evolved, and you could previously get this from the rainbow pixel egg. Next up, we got the huge jolly penguin, and this you could actually get from two eggs, the snowman egg and the golden snowman egg. And this pet also has two variations, regular and golden. Next, we got huge Mrs. Claus, and this is a pet that kind of looks nerdy because it's wearing glasses, and you could previously get this from the golden snowman egg, probably from the Christmas event if you look at the name. Next, we got the huge Dominus Lucky, and you could get this from the Lucky Blocks, which were added in the Rainbow Lucky Block update quite a while ago. Whoa! Next, we got the huge Cupid Corgi, and you could previously get this from the Valentine's egg and the Rose egg, and they were both a part of the Valentine's event update. Next, we got the huge Love Lamb, and you could previously get this from the Rose egg. Next, we got the huge Balloon Cat, and you could previously get this from the Cat egg or the Royal egg. Next, we got the huge Leprechaun Cat, and this pet you could actually get from multiple different eggs. The first one being the Clover egg, the second one the Leprechaun egg, then the Horseshoe egg, pretty weird name. Next, we got the Lucky Kingdom egg, and then the Pot of Gold egg. Damn, that's a lot of eggs. Well, I guess that made this huge pet a little bit easier to get, but still pretty rare. Next, we got the huge Clover Unicorn, and this one actually looks pretty cool. You could get it from the Lucky Kingdom egg and the Pot of Gold egg. Next up, we got the huge clover dragon, and you can get this one from the pot of gold egg. Next, we got the huge error cat, and this one actually looks really cool as well, and you could get this from the error egg or the diamond error egg. And obviously, it has a golden version as well, but in my opinion, the normal version looks way cooler. Next is called a huge Easter bunny, and this was obviously added during an Easter update, and you could get this from the Easter eggs. Next, we got the huge painted cat, and this one you could get from the ribbon egg. Next, we got the huge Easter yeti, and you could get this from the ribbon egg as well. Moving on, we got the huge safari cat, and this one you could get from the scavenger egg. Next, we got the huge pinata cat. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but please forgive me, I'm not Spanish. Next, we got the huge sombrero chihuahua, and this one you could get from the Fiesta egg. And it also looks pretty cool. Obviously, it's got a golden version as well. Next, we got the huge chroma lucky. This one does not have a golden version, and you could get this from the lucky egg. Next, we got the huge chroma lucky block mimic. Damn, that's a long name. And this one you could also get from the lucky egg. Next, we got a huge pufferfish, and this one you could get from the summer island egg. Moving on, we got a huge butterfly, and this one you could obviously get from the butterfly egg. Next up, we got the huge pineapple cat, and this one you could get from two different eggs, the volcano egg and the sandcastle egg, which kind of doesn't make sense because why is a pineapple coming out of a sandcastle egg? Next, we got the huge tiki dominus, and this one you could get from the underwater egg. And then last one for the eggs in this category, we got the huge sun angulus, and this one you could get from the sunny egg. Okay, so this next way to get huge pets is actually pretty unique, and that's by buying a plushie from the big game shop or getting some epic drops. And this is pretty cool because you have to buy a physical plushie to actually get a huge pet in game. Me personally, I would be willing to do that. So first up, we got the huge cat, and the list of pets that you can get from the codes is the huge cat, the huge dog, the huge dragon, the huge corgi, the huge ducky, the huge axolotl, the huge monkey, the huge reindeer axolotl, the huge reindeer dog, huge Santa dragon, huge Santa monkey, huge pastel sock dragon. Damn, that's a pretty weird name. But I think this next one is weirder. The huge pink marshmallow chick, huge fairy, huge shark, huge husky, huge apple capybara, huge unicorn, huge bear, huge samurai dragon, and the huge shadow griffin. Damn, that's a lot of pets you can get from plushies. So if you guys want these pets, make sure you get some plushies from the big game shop. Alright, moving on. Now we're going to be talking about some pets that you can get from exclusive eggs with a 2% chance. First, we got the huge forest wyvern, and this pet is pretty cool. It also has a golden version. And the egg you can get this from is the exclusive pets egg, which comes in shop occasionally. Next, we got the huge gargoyle dragon, and this is also from the exclusive pets egg, and it also does have a golden version. Next is the huge lucky cat, and you can also get this from the exclusive pets egg, and obviously this one also does have a golden version. And these are the pets that you can get the easiest from the exclusive eggs because they have a whole 2% chance. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's the highest. Moving on, let's talk about the 1.5% chance. First up, we got the huge pony. Then we got the huge super corgi. Then we got the huge floppa, which looks pretty interesting if you ask me. Then we got the huge capybara. Then we got the huge prickly panda. And then we got the huge anime unicorn. That's a pretty interesting name. Now let's talk about pets that you can get from exclusive eggs with a 1.25% chance. And we're just gonna keep going until I guess we reach 0. First, we got the huge Grinch cat. Then we got the huge balloon cat. Next up is the huge neon cat. Then we got the huge knife cat. Then the huge storm dominus. Then the huge hologram shark. The huge redstone cat, which looks pretty cool. Then we got the huge jelly corgi. Then we have the huge nightmare spirit. Ooh, that's scary. Then we got the huge Atlantean orca. I think if this pet was in real life, it could probably swim underwater. What do you guys think? Then we got the huge cosmic axolotl. And that's it for the 1.25% chance. Next, let's move to the 0.75. And for this one, we got only one singular pet. And this is the huge neon twilight wolf. Damn, that's a long name. But like I mentioned, 0.75% chance from the exclusive eggs. Next, let's go to the 0.7% chance. First, we got the huge present chest mimic. That is a very interesting name. Then we got the huge balloon axolotl, the huge neon griffin, the huge pop cat, the huge inferno dominus, the huge hologram axolotl, the huge amethyst dragon, huge jelly pig. And this one looks pretty cool, almost like you could bounce on it, obviously because it's made out of jelly. Then we got the huge nightmare kraken, the huge Atlantean dolphin, and last of all, the huge cosmic agony. And that's it for the 0.7% chance. Let's move on to 0.5. First, we got the huge storm agony, then the huge rainbow unicorn, and then the huge self-fear. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but this one looks really, really cool in my opinion. Its eyes look like Herobrine from Minecraft. Then we got the huge cyborg capybara. Next is the huge inferno cat, then the huge anime agony, and this one also looks pretty cool, and it even has a nice little headband with a paw symbol on it. And that's it for the 0.5% chance. And next up, we got the 0.25% chance, and for this one, we only got one. And since this is the only pet with a 0.25% chance of hatching, that makes it the rarest huge pet that you can get from an exclusive egg. And this is the huge huge neon twilight dragon. Okay, now I'm gonna be telling you about some special huge pets with some special rules. These are pets that could be bought directly from the exclusive shop, but not in the way you think. First up, we got the huge blue balloon cat, which you could directly buy from the shop for a total of 18,999 Robux. And this might actually be worth it to some people because everyone knows how difficult it is to normally get a huge pet. And this is the only way in the history of the game that you can get a pet for paying a direct amount of Robux. Next up, we got something similar but not really the same. We got the huge diamond cat, and this pet had a 1% chance of getting this pet when buying the massive diamonds pack for 4,500 Robux. But in my opinion, that's not really worth it because if you really wanted this pet, you would have to buy this pack 100 different times. Even then, you don't know if you're gonna get it. Okay, so moving on to the next category of huge pets, I'm gonna be talking about the Season 1 DLC gifts. First up, we got the huge Tide Cat. Then we got the huge Tide Corgi. Next up is the huge Crystal Dog. Next, the huge Maasai Corgi. Then the huge Maasai Griffin. And then the huge Nightfall Wolf. And the huge Nightfall Pegasus. Now, let's talk about some pets that you could get from exclusive codes back in the day. First, we got the huge Reindeer Deer. Then the huge Chest Mimic. The huge Sapphire Phoenix. Huge Techno Cat. Then the huge Cheerful Yeti. And the huge Skeleton. Along with the huge Squirrel. The huge White Balloon Cat. And the huge Glebo the Alien. That is a very weird name. Alright, let's move on to the Season 2 DLC gifts. First, we got the huge Tie-Dye Bunny, then the huge Tie-Dye Axolotl, the huge Stealth Dragon, the huge Stealth Bobcat, the Exquisite Parrot, and the Exquisite Cat. And now let's talk about some exclusive codes for the Season 2 DLC. First, we got the huge Empyrean Agony, then we got the huge Pixel Corgi. Just two, pretty simple. Okay, so now let's move on to some huge pets that you can get from gift boxes. First, we got the huge Cupcake, next up we got the huge Party Cat, then the huge Scary Cat, and then the huge Scary Corgi, the huge Party Dog, the huge Elf Dog. Wait, that doesn't make sense. How can something be an elf and a dog at the same time? Man, whatever. Next, we got the huge Elf Cat, then the huge Party Crown Ducky, the Party Axolotl, the Peacock, the Easter Dominus. I've been forgetting to say huge for all of these, but literally every single one of these is a huge pet. Then we got the Marshmallow Agony, the Party Penguin, and the Party Monkey. Next, let's go on to the Crown Pets. And these pets were given out to high amount of spenders who spend a large amount of Robux on the game. And because of that, only certain people have it. First, we got the huge Crown Cat, then we got the huge Crown Corgi, and then the huge Crown Pegasus. Just 3 different pets. And if you have this, then you're probably really rich in game. Okay, so next up, let's talk about some special huge pets. First, we got the huge Machine Eggs, and these eggs could only produce huge pets. First, we got the huge Pterodactyl with a 50% chance, then we got the huge King Cobra with a 30% chance, then the huge Orca with a 15%, then the huge Chameleon with a 4.5, and last of all, we got the huge Angelus, and this one only had a 0.5% chance. Next up, moving on to huge Machine Egg 2. We got the huge Goblin with a 50, the huge Rainbow Slime with a 39%, the huge Gecko with a 10% chance, then the huge Kraken with a 1% chance. Okay, now let's move on to the Event Egg one, and this literally only had one huge pet and you had a 1% chance of getting it, and that was a huge cool cat. Next, we got the Quest Egg Pets, and for this one, we only have one huge pet, the huge M10 Prototype, and this one only had a 0.1% chance of being hatched. Next egg is the Sailor Egg, and this one, it was the huge Sailor Shark. Then we got the Pirate Egg, and this was the huge Pirate Parrot. Then we got the Sandcastle Egg, and this was the huge Sandcastle Cat. And next up, we got the Tiki Egg, and this was the huge Luau Cat. And for this pet, you only had a 0.67% chance of getting it, making it really rare.